Hello, all you coin collectors out there, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we have a half-penny collection from the country of Great Britain, or the present-day United Kingdom. And as you can see on the top, we have the 1979, I'll blow that up a little bit more, half-penny, or half-new penny. So this is a 1979 half-new penny with Queen Elizabeth II on it, the second portrait. But let's get to these older coins and take a look through them and then talk about why we have a half-new penny at all. Let's start with this one here. And this is the second portrait of Queen Victoria. And we get it to a good shape there. And you see on the left it says Victoria DG, or by the grace of God, Brit Reg FD, Queen or Regina of all Britons, and Defender of the Faith. In this coin here, I say the second portrait because there was a halfpenny with Victoria on it before this, the halfpenny that went from 1838 until 1860. This one actually came out in 1860 and was made until 1874, and this is the 1862 version. And you see Britannia's on the back, and it says half penny here, and she's sitting with a shield, and she actually has a trident, but it's a little hard to see it there, but there is one there. Then next came the third portrait, and I know this one has a hole in it, and people would wear these for good luck. Sometimes some of these would have come through the war or some other conflict, and they would make the hole in them and keep around their chest for good luck. This one says, Dear Grace, a Regina, Fid Def Ind Imp. So this says Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, and the Imperator or Imperatrix of India. And so this portrait here, the third portrait, was made from 1895 until 1901 when she died, and this is the 1898 version, as you can see. And this is a much better half penny. The reason I wanted to use this one is just it's even though it has a hole in it, it has much better definition than some of the other ones, and you can clearly see the 1898 right down here. The next coin, of course, is Victoria's son, Edward VII. And in 1902, Edward VII's first halfpenny coin came out, and it says, Edward VII, by the grace of God, Brit Omn, okay, King of all Britons, Brit Omn Rex. Rex is king, so King of all Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Imperator of India. And so these coins were made from 1902 to 1910, and this is just a beautiful version of the coin here. This is the actual 1902 version, the first year. This one has a little bit of value. The other ones we looked at, maybe they're worth a buck or two to you or to me. Hard to sell one to a collector because they want them a lot of times in a little bit better condition than this, but I sure love to have them. And so here's the first year of Edward VII's halfpenny. Next in line, we have the George V. Now, George V halfpenny first came out in 1911 and went until 1925. And of course, you all know that these pennies track the lifetime of the monarch, and that's why when you get a new monarch, you get a new coin. So it says George V, by the grace of God, King of all Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Imperator of India, and he's facing to the left. And on the back, again, we see it says, sorry about that flash on there, it says half penny, and this is the 1914. Again, this was made from 1911 until 1925. These coins have all been bronze so far. Next in line is George V, and this one is the reason I put this one on is because it has such better definition. So you can really, really read this. I wanted to put on the 1914, but this is the 1935. And when you look at this one, it just has incredible definition on it. This is the second coin from George V, and I'm not sure if you can tell the difference or not. So this is the 1911 to 1925. This is the 1926 until 1937, I believe. This coin came out. Following that, 1936, I'm sorry. Following that, we had Queen Elizabeth's father on the coin, and it first came out in 1937 and was made from 1937 till 1948. Another coin replaced this one. And again, George VI, by the grace of God, King of all Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Imperator of India. Now, why did this coin stop in 1948? And that's because we took the India off, because India achieved its independence in 1948. So a new coin was minted in 1949. And this is actually the 1939, the last pre-war, or the first really year of World War II coin here. And it's just a beautiful portrait. But you see, now we've gone from Britannia to the Golden Hind, Sir Francis Drake's ship. And it's quite a contrast in the back of these coins. Maybe more of a military presence. It's not. I'm not sure why they decided to change. And then you see how it says half penny up here rather than half and penny on each side. And finally, for this series of coins, we have the Queen Elizabeth II coin. And Queen Elizabeth's first coin came out in 1953, and it also, it's not this one because this is afterwards. It also said Brit Omne on it. And those are very collectible. The 1953 half pennies with Queen Elizabeth on them, which say Brit Omne, or Queen of all Britons. In 1954, they changed that and took the Brit Omne off and changed it to Regina FD Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen and Defender of the Faith. And they put a plus up there, and they just kind of filled the extra space where it said Brit Omne with dots. And again, we have the Golden Hind. And this, those of you who collect more modern coins note this here. And of course, that's Thomas Humphrey Paget's engraving. And then, of course, this is the Mary Gillick design of the engraving of the front of the coin. Now, this coin was made until 1970, but there's a little bit of a trick to that, and that is that after 1967, it only came out in proof only, and it only came out in 1 year, 1970. So you might see this as in a 1970 version, but this is not. This particular coin was not minted for general circulation after 1967. The 1970 version is always going to be a proof coin. So if you get one of them, you're doing well. Now, they decided to stop producing these, and when they went to decimalization. So this particular coin, they stopped producing it. They demonetized it, I'm sorry, in 1969. And in 1971, they came out with the new half penny coins. And this is one of the end ones. So the half penny coins, they made them from 1971 until 1981, this version, half new penny. And this is again a bronze coin, but it weighs 1.78 grams rather than 5.67 grams. And I do have a video about why they kept this half new penny after decimalization, and it had a lot to do with the 6-pence coin. So look for that video that's coming out on why the half new penny was kept after demonetization and after decimalization and demonetization of the old halfpenny. All right, that's all we have today from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Let's see if we can get a little smaller and get them all back in the shot. And have a great day. And we'd love to have you leave comments in the comments section.